We are the oldest library system on the West Coast, and our history dates back to 1864. And so we have a downtown Portland branch, and then we also have neighborhood branches throughout the county. And we have the honor of serving about 1/5 of the state's population, just because of being such an urban area. Let me step back and say one thing, which is that software and technology is a tool, right? And when you need a tool to serve a purpose, you need the right tool. We were doing things like entering paper applications and timesheets and logging time on behalf of volunteers who found the volunteer portal to be confusing. We created a lot of reports for staff, and sometimes we then had to, export data and then manipulate it in an Access database and then provide them with a spreadsheet. So there were just a lot of frustrations around, okay, there was one way to do something, and if that way didn't work, we had to do a workaround. And I know that different systems work great for different people. It just was not working for us anymore. So we had too many workarounds. It was not user-friendly for staff or volunteers, and it just felt like we were wasting a lot of time when we could be better engaging our community members. I want to say that even before we decided to switch volunteer management systems, I always kind of had a foot in the world of what are the options out there? What are my colleagues using? What is out there that we could maybe look into using in the future? So, but I really spent a dedicated amount of time searching for a new software in mid-2020 because most of our volunteers were paused due to the pandemic. So I was like, wow, volunteers aren't accessing the system, staff aren't accessing the system. This might be a good time to do a switch. It involved a ton of people, and we are a large organization. So we had my team plus the 50 or more library staff who supported volunteers. I surveyed them about what would be helpful for them because this is a product that they're going to be using. And then I also worked with staff in procurement for the library and then also the county because we're part of the county system. And then IT as well. It was hugely important to involve all of the different people so that we could really look for what the best product would be for us. We selected Volunteer Impact because it had all of those, those standard features that we relied on, but it also had so many more features from our wish list that we were like, oh, wow, it would be great if it could do this, or it'd be incredible if we could have email templates so that we don't have a separate, Google Doc of the templates that we send to volunteers, all those things. So we made this wish list. And so we tried to figure out what were the crucial features that we needed. A lot of the other volunteer management systems that we looked at were either missing one of those features that we had to have, or they were really cost prohibitive. There were some that I saw demos for and they're bespoke volunteer management systems, which I think is really great if you have a really unique system or a unique organizational need, but we needed something that was off the shelf that we could really configure and customize for us.